So we're here with Wayne Carini at F40 Motorsports, talking about our showcase.
You know, I met you at SEMA a few years ago, and I really liked your product. And now we exclusively have your product at F40 Motorsports to store our cars in. This one's in our showroom here, where we deliver cars and we assemble cars. So what we do is the cars will be assembled, they'll be put into the showcase until the customer comes and picks them up. It's a great way of storing the car and making sure that it's dust-free, that it's contaminant-free during the storage of the vehicle until the customer has come and picked it up. We delivered a Jag XKE in this booth the other day, and it was fantastic. You know, the gentleman came in, it was the great presentation of the car. You know, it's in this beautiful, clean area, all well-lit. And the guy went crazy, you know. First off, he was excited to see the car, but when we presented it this way, it made such a difference.
Yeah, no dust, no dirt. I mean, you got activity right outside here. So this is a full shop. This is the real deal here. I mean, they're working, so overhead doors are opening, and these cars, the way you put them in, is the way you're going to take them out. Whether it's a week, a month, or year, you're getting a clean, showroom condition car.
You know, I keep my Shelby GT350 at my house in a showcase. And when I go away on the weekends and stuff, you know, my grandson's in the garage and he's always got his gator or bicycles or whatever, the toys going around. I don't have to worry about him walking in and dinging the car. You know, I don't have to say anything to him like, don't get near the car. It's in the showcase and I know it's protected.
Yeah, these are pretty strong. I mean, even a kid, a bike, a ball, a bat, you know, they're very durable. Until someone sees it in person and feels the airflow and the strength of these tubes, they just really don't understand how strong they are.
You know, of course, I'm known for barn finds, you know, that I go into these garages, I go into barns, I go into warehouses, and I find cars. And of course, the one thing that's always in the car is mice. Mice are everywhere. They've dragged in all this debris and they've made nests in the car. And that sometimes really ruins the car because, you know, it's something that you don't want them in there. They chew the wires, they eat the upholstery, the tops. So imagine going though in 30 years and I go into a barn find and I open the doors of the barn and there's a car sitting in a showcase.
It'd be the same way they put it in, I can tell you that.
And that's the key. I mean, you know, imagine finding a car in one of these, and it's going to happen one of these days, I guarantee it, that I go to a facility and I find it in a showcase.
Because you speak about the mice, and that's a huge problem. Customers call us all the time. So a lot of people don't realize our transformer has a frequency to it. It's a high pitch frequency. You and I can't hear it, but it keeps them away. It is something that generally works on our products and keeps a mice, rodent-free environment.
So if you have one of these in your garage, you're even protecting your everyday car that's probably parked next to it because the mice aren't going to get in that car either. You know, mice find a way of getting in every nook and cranny. Garages are especially tough. If you've got a garage door, the seal doesn't exactly fit properly. And so it protects it from that. But one of the things too is that most garages, they sweat. So you've got the cement floor, you've got the hot and cold going on constantly. You know, you open the garage door to remove your everyday car. Now it's warmer outside than it is in the garage because the garage got cold overnight, and that creates condensation. And then as soon as the condensation happens, it comes up from the floor, it gets all the underneath of the car wet, the engine compartment wet, and then as it dries, it just corrodes. With this, the constant airflow over the car, you don't have that problem. It's sealed here on the bottom with the floor so that you don't get that moisture coming up from the cement into the car capsule.
Yeah, and that fan is extremely powerful, and at 190 CFMs, about $1.50 a month on average to run it. And again, that's something when people get these or see us at an event or when they come into your place here, they don't believe the amount of volume of air when they open up the door. But the air is escaping through all the zippers. So that's how when we say we got an air change, we're blowing the air, pressurize the unit, leaks out the zippers, continuous airflow, continuous air change means no rust, no mold, no mildew, no condensation. Those four things are going to ruin your car.
You know, I got a dehumidifier. I got 4 of them in my barn. And no matter how much water gets pumped out of those things, at the end of the season without driving the car, I always find on the leather seats a little mildew. You know, a little mold here and there, because you can't keep it all out. You know, sometimes, you know, the dehumidifier will go down because it's full. But this really stops that from happening. It arrests that problem because the airflow is constantly going over the car. It doesn't give the moisture any chance to even touch the car. It's nice dry air. going over the car.
Sure.
In my case, I'm lucky. I've got heated floors in my garage, so it brings nice warm air over the car all during the winter.
But like I said, even in a barn, unheated, cold, hot storage doesn't make a difference. So a lot of products in Florida, in the islands, it's hot and it's humid. Continuously moving air, zero condensation. People get confused with the humidity. We don't let humidity fall out of the air and turn into condensation. That's why you have no water.
You know, sometimes in garages, for instance, we're out in Scottsdale and we're at the different car shows out there during the spring. And a lot of complaints that I hear from clients out there is that their cars get so dusty in their garages because they have dust storms. And you can't seal that garage up tight as your home, you know, with the garage door and stuff. And the car is totally covered with this silty, fine dust. And then the minute you try to wipe it off, you're actually scratching the paint, the surface. You park it in here, you don't have to worry. There's no dust going to get into that filter that's up there, that's in front of the fan. I mean, that's going to take all that dust out. All you got to do is take that foam out, take it to the sink in the kitchen, wash it out, dry it, put it back on.
You can even put it back on wet. It's going to dry in minutes.
Yeah.
And it's very effective. I mean, we did a few outdoor events together, and you saw the top of the showcases were covered in pollen and dirt. In 2 days, we pulled those cars out. We were the only 2 cars in the whole show out there for 70-some hours. Went through night, went through condensation. We come back, everything's dry, pull the cars out, they're spotless in showroom condition.
You know, we showed 2 of these units at Amelia Island this year, and all the other cars are plastic covered or all the things because of the mildew. We walked in the next morning, the car was totally dry, no moisture on it at all. You know, not to say you bring one of these with you when you go to an event like that, but boy, if you could.
Some guys do.
If you could just drive that car in there and know that in the morning you're going to drive it out and it's totally free of any moisture, condensation, anything at all. It's a fabulous product. That's why when we saw each other at SEMA and I looked at the product and I said, man, I believe in that. And it's worked out really well for us here at F40 Motorsports.
Well, we appreciate the relationship. There's a reason why guys like Wayne Carini use our product. There's a reason why we won 7 global awards at SEMA. First place at the NSRA event, the most awarded car enclosure clean room. Check us out at carcapsule.com, where we preserve, protect, and present the finest vehicles in the world.